Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. So I've got some UFO footage for you guys, some unidentified mystery objects seen in our skies, seen flying past the moon, and well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first clip I want to feature is of some strange lights, once again moving in formation over Santos, Brazil. This was posted by the YouTube channel Mavi777, and I'll put the link to it down below. Be sure to head over and check it out. Now, according to the source of the footage, basically they were in this city of Santos, Brazil. They said that they saw this object sitting still in the sky. And when they got their cell phone out to shoot it, they said it made a noise, which is at the beginning of the video, and began to then move and left the area fast. We have what appears to be a string of 5 lights, and there looks to be a smaller light sitting at the top, moving left, moving right, performing maneuvers that would seem to defy gravity. Now, I was obviously trying to analyze this and figure out, could it be a blimp? Could it be a drone? Could it be a fleet of drones? Yes, but at the speeds that this thing is moving, especially at the end when it darts away, either it darts away or maybe the lights turn off as it's flying away. I don't know, guys. What do you all think? We can see it moving to the left just as he starts recording it, then to the right, then to the left again. It's kind of like it's just swaying back and forth. Then it jets over to the left to the point where the videographer has to zoom back out, and then boom, in a flash it's gone. Yeah, amazing stuff. Coming out of Santos, Brazil. Wish I had some more information, but that's all I have at the moment. And obviously, if I get any more updates or new footage of it, I will talk about it in a future video. So, big thanks to Mavi777 for posting this up. Now, in other mysterious UFO sighting news, we have a new clip of something that was seen flying past the moon after a gentleman by the name of Diego Alvarez was getting some up-close shots with a high-powered telephoto lens or telescope and captured something moving across the moon, as you're seeing here. And this is a really good piece of footage. You know, as technology progresses, especially with a lot of these high-powered DSLRs, it's allowing us to get clearer and clearer shots of the moon. And, you know, there's been some amazing and mysterious things that have been seen flying past the moon, orbiting the moon. And of course, if you followed the channel, you'll know we've posted a ton of moon UFO videos. And if you're new, be sure to head back and check those out. But as I'm zooming in here, this object, from what I can see, is flying in a very straight line. It kind of rules out for me that this is a bird. Now, another thing that a lot of people get confused on is in these moon videos when they are zoomed in really, really close, where their first instinct will be to write in the comments, it's just a bird. Well, actually, most of the time it's not, because when you are zoomed in at these maximum zoom levels, if something like a bird or a plane were to fly by, you're already so close that it would either appear as just a vague blur quickly passing by if you saw it at all. And many of you guys will understand that if you have any photography experience. So this is one of those clips where we have maximum zoom, so whatever this object is, it's much farther out there, likely in space, could be a satellite, but it's much closer to the moon than it is to the camera. So could this be some sort of artificial object crossing the path of the moon, coming from the moon? We've certainly seen these things coming up from the moon on old Apollo moon footage when they went to the moon. You can see these things coming up, flying down, curving. I mean, these things were there. We have former astronauts who saw some really strange things when we went to the moon on any of the various missions. And it's one of the most fascinating topics. It's one of the main topics that got me into this research, was the moon, the enigma of the moon, what's on it, and just the moon itself is shrouded in mystery with regards to how it got here, what created it, the fact that there are these massive hollow caverns inside the moon, and that some people say, well, the moon could be an artificial satellite itself, with basically sort of this inner hull that's made of metal, with the outside obviously covered in rock to make it look like a moon. And as crazy as that might sound, again, if you've watched some of our past videos, there's actually evidence to support that, because orbiters have shown that there are massive parts of the moon that are hollow. And it was even confirmed by NASA that the moon rings like a, quote, bell when being struck by something. In fact, during multiple Apollo missions, some of their spacecraft had slammed into the moon, which then caused a reverberation that was felt thousands of miles away on the other side of the moon. Hence the term rang like a bell. So when this thing is hit, the moon reacts just as if a large, hollow, metallic object would be hit, where it kind of rings like a bell. You get these vibrations that are felt thousands of miles away and for about 20 minutes after. And this is confirmed. It happened during the Apollo missions. So again, not so crazy when you start looking at the evidence about our moon. It's a total mystery. But anyway, you guys can watch our past videos on that, so tell me what you think about this strange new moon footage. Next today, we have a new piece of footage out of China of what is being called a strange jellyfish-like object that was spotted hovering over a train station. And this was actually featured in the Chinese mainstream news. What appears to be surveillance footage that may be, it might be being filmed off of a monitor here. I'm not totally sure. But as you can see, at one point, we have this strange sort of translucent object that appears to hover over the train tracks and then fly off in an opposite direction. And it's obviously taking this sort of traditional saucer-shaped form to it. But again, it seems more like some sort of translucent, who knows, possibly an entity of some sort. I don't know. Or maybe it's a trick of light. But I don't see how that would happen if this was a stationary video camera with no movement. Again, it looks to be recorded off of a video screen, but the footage itself is still, so I'm not sure how there would be any sort of lens flares or something like that. But yeah, the station staff noticed the flash of light appeared above the tracks in North China, described as a jellyfish or disc, but it only appeared in the sky for a second. It baffled the station workers, and so the jury is still out on this one, but fascinating nonetheless. And if we see something similar in the future, obviously we can compare and go from there. So lastly today, we have a very intriguing photograph of another one of these disc-shaped UFOs with what is said to be a porthole on the side of it, a window that was seen flying over Florida. And so on January 12th, several images were taken near Orlando of this so-called flying saucer craft with a large rectangular-shaped porthole window, which I'm guessing is this right here. According to the photographer who uses the pseudonym JP to maintain anonymity, he said that he actually saw what appeared to him as two human-looking entities standing behind the porthole window and that were, quote, telepathically communicating with him. So, yeah, this was posted to the website exopolitics.org. I wish you would have got some video, bruh. I mean, get video. Why not get video? Unless the thing was just, I mean, I get it. Some people don't use video. Some people just take out their phones and they snap a pic of something that's mysterious flying through the sky. I understand that. But please, for the love of God, please try to get videos when these things are out there, okay? It gives us much more evidence and much more detail that we can analyze in future, all right? But interesting images nonetheless. So that is all for today, guys. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you watched my last couple of videos, we've been talking about these strange mystery lights and booms and meteors happening around the world lately. And I don't know what it is with these, again, so-called meteors coming left and right every other day. There have been 3 in just the past couple of days, pretty remarkable so-called meteor events that have taken place, where we had a bright flash accompanied by large explosions over Russia. Then a couple of days later, we had another bright flash and huge explosion, which occurred over the Dallas neighborhood, which shook the houses of local residents. We reported on that. And then we just had another sonic boom, rattling windows, and a bright flash of light over Michigan, which again registered on the Richter scale as a 2.0 earthquake. So it's like one after the other. And if these are meteorites, why are we seeing so many lately? I mean, is there something going on in space? Is this totally normal? Are there just more people reporting on it? But I'd have to say, I mean, there's been a lot of strange stuff with regards to these booms, these sounds, these lights. A lot of it has been ramping up lately. And there's a ton of it that goes unreported, but that I get emails about. So, I don't know, guys. I'm just wondering how many more videos and news stories we're going to see about these strange flashes and sonic booms happening. I don't see any end in sight, but we'll report on it here. So again, thank you guys for stopping by. If you have your own footage, be sure to send it in, and stay tuned because I've got more coming, and I'll see you all back in just a bit.